I made my chubby son run after the car. His school was pretty far from home, and Johnny was breathing hard because of the extra weight. He begged me to slow down, but we were already late. Many people believed that my methods were cruel.
Interesting fitness solution, Ira.
But I didn't care at all. My son and I had an agreement. We had to leave for school at 7 a.m. sharp, and if he failed to get in the car in time, he had to run after it. The head of the PTA called me to talk. But I refused, as I had no time to chat with her. Then she threatened to terminate my parental rights. After a hard day at work, I returned home, and my Johnny was standing in the rain. It turned out that in the morning he forgot the keys as he was herring. What if I didn't get home early? What were you thinking? My son had to learn a lesson, so I left him outside to think. Suddenly, someone knocked on the door. I thought Johnny wanted to come inside. What did I tell you? Wait until I let you in. There was a police officer in front of me, and some of mothers from school were whispering behind him. They came to talk to me and saw my son all wet. The cop told me he was taking Johnny with him, and that someone from the Child Protective Services would come by my house. The mothers were happy, and the cop got in the car and left. I ran after the car and begged him to stop. I managed to run a few blocks until I fell on the road and passed out from exhaustion. I woke up in the hospital on a drip. A police officer and a doctor were standing by my side, and they were both looking at my veins with great interest.
You have some explaining to do.
I knew it was time to tell the truth. A couple of years back, I did a bunch of tests and found out that I was seriously ill. I knew I wouldn't live to see Johnny become a man. So since then, I started preparing him to lead an independent life. That day was kind of the last day of his childhood. Do you think my heart wasn't aching? Of course I went too far, but I had a goal: to leave knowing that he would be fine. So I was making money and preparing my son for a future life. The police officer was confused. From a legal point of view, my diagnosis wasn't an excuse for my actions towards my son.
Right now, you're hurting a child. It doesn't matter whether you have good intentions or not.
Unexpectedly, the mothers from the parents' committee called the cop and whispered something in his ear. I didn't expect anything good to come out of it. But as it turned out, they vouched for me. My eternal critics became my allies. I knew that when my time came, my son would have a support system. During the last years of my life, I was a loving and caring mother to my Johnny. And that's how he remembered me. Ask for help, not because you're weak, but because you want to remain strong.